So after Nicki posted online about receiving that Trump gold card, a White House official now says that that was not a legal visa and described it as a gold colored memento. It is not a document that provides residency or a path to citizenship, despite what Nicki may have claimed online. That comes as she spent last night talking posting heavily about the Grammys, not about the awards, but about politics, power, and people she wants to hold accountable in the music industry. And many of those posts, of course, they included political attacks and broad accusations that were not backed or court verified.
So Nicki Minaj was asked what she loves about Donald Trump. Interviewer asked, is it immigration? Is it economics? Is it freedom of religion? Nicki Minaj says it's that she couldn't bear to watch him get bullied any longer.
When I saw how he was being treated.
Which is a fascinating reason to love someone, considering that Trump himself has historically bullied people. I mean, we can go back to the Central Park 5 when he paid for full-page ads calling for the punishment of these innocent teenagers. And regardless of how you feel about different world leaders, this is bullying, just so we're clear. What else? He calls women pigs, which we aren't above calling people pigs, but context. He's mocked a disabled reporter on national television. I mean, I can keep going, but do you have days to listen? And this is especially funny because Nicki Minaj is really good at bullying people. I mean, have you heard the song Bigfoot?
And by the way, did y'all see the White House say that gold Visa card that Nicki Minaj was flaunting in everybody's face was a memento? And last I checked, he was telling people y'all had to pay $1 million to even get those. So let me ask this.
Maga Minaj. Oh, sorry. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj shocked fans after going full MAGA and showing support for Donald Trump. The backlash was immediately with millions of fans reacting across social media. Soon after, Nicki apologized, saying she never meant to hurt or divide her fans. I'm asking myself, was it genuine apology or control after losing support? I remember she said that Trump is my number one fan and I'm Trump's number one fan. I was watching the space. I'm sure now MAGA is furious. Tell me what you think down in the comment.
So apparently, Nicki Minaj is claiming that the old her is back. She's going back to making music and, she wants her fans to accept her apology. Because after she found out that Trump's gold card is not an actual pass to a citizenship here in the United States of America, it was just a complimentary souvenir. So basically, Trump and his administration played her. They were like, thank you, but you're not worthy of being a USA American citizen. What do y'all think about this?
So the government just flat out smacked the shit out of Nicki Minaj. She posts that she's got her gold card. She got this card. It's a gold card. It's citizenship. And the government says, Nicki, that's a keepsake. That's a souvenir. That is so for future generations of your family can see that you supported what the Trump administration was doing at this time. That's all. I think Nicki Minaj, they threw up the fact that her brother and her husband are PDF files. I think they threw over her head that she entered this country illegally and that she was considered an illegal alien. She's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but her last tour was shit. She tried to get Cat Williams to come on the tour, and he was like, bye-bye, stupid. I'm not coming on your tour. I know what you're doing. Your record sales are down. Your ticket sales are down. Your reputation is down. And now she'll do anything, including stand in front of the American people and say, well, I don't really know what to say, except for what they told me to say. And that was, I am his biggest fan. We know that's bullshit.
Nicki Minaj, I just came to clear one thing up. You are not Donald Trump's biggest or number one fan. I am. That's me. That's my president. All right? You don't got a picture of your president in your bedroom. Listen, that's the president of the United States of America. Whatever he says, all we can do is just do it. All right? Shout out to the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump Jr. That's all I got to say.
I support Trump because he gave me legal status, and now I can finally call myself an American without fear of deportation. Although some accuse me of being inconsistent, if a green card, a handshake, and a public statement can secure my family's safety and give me a seat at the table, why would I refuse? I used to hate Trump because during the years he implemented the strictest immigration policies, I had a successful career, money, and influence. Yet I could lose everything at any moment. I instinctively hated the person who created all that uncertainty. But now that I have legal status, he's no longer my enemy, a powerful figure I can work with. When I stopped seeing him as an enemy and looked at him, I realized we're the same kind of people. That's why I call myself his biggest fan, not because of ideology, but because we operate the same way. When the media comes at me, I stay in control using my connections and resources. He does the same. No matter how loud the outside world gets, he always holds his ground. I admit I used the opportunity to change my stance. I have nothing to hide. Your accusations don't affect me. I value real security and resources over empty judgment.
Bruh, Nicki Minaj really ruined her whole career thinking that she got this gold Trump card, like some sort of permanent visa from Trump, and then the White House said that it's really just a memento and a souvenir. Bruh, she just got played. See, and this is why I never really fucked with Nicki Minaj, man. I'd be fucking with Cardi. I'm sorry, but she ruined her whole career thinking she was gonna get something out of this, and the only thing she got was a fucking basically the equivalent to a Pokemon card.
Nicki Minaj's downfall was literally captured in 4K HD, high res. Okay? She literally stated in an audience full of MAGA supporters, right-wing supporters, extreme right-winged supporters, that moment being in front of them meant more to her than anything else that she's ever accomplished in her life, in her career. MAGA officially means more to Nicki Minaj than the Barbs. For the last 15 years, Nicki Minaj has been telling her fan base to never give up on education, to never ever stop chasing higher education, only to go inside with the side that's literally defunding education. She went from paying her Barb's tuitions, okay? I'm talking about nursing school, you understand, medical school. She went from paying for you guys' tuition to now offering her platform, her very, very valuable platform, to an administration that is literally destroying American public school systems. The LGBTQ plus community. She told y'all to never stop being who you were, to live in your truth, to stay true to who you are and stay on these bitches' necks, only for her to get on a couch and nationally state to all of you that it's okay to be a boy. As an immigrant who has a lot of immigrant supporters, the Caribbean fucked with her heavy just because she was from the Caribbean, okay? She's now sided with an administration that is literally actively carrying out the most inhumane deportation policy in American history. And she's still a Trinidadian citizen. She's still an immigrant. During the shutdown, the government shutdown, the federal government shutdown, she told the Democrats to stay firm. She tweeted, "Stand strong. The people need you. America needs you." And now, in front of an audience full of MAGA supporters, literally people who hate the entire, almost 95% of her fan base, okay, literally said that nothing that she's ever accomplished compares, right? It didn't mean as much as this. Those were her words exactly. It didn't mean as much as this, as that moment on Turning Point. Ariana Grande unfollowed her. Amber Rose started defending her. I've never been a Barb, although I can always give credit where it's due as far as her talent. But for the Barbs, I actually feel bad for you guys. I actually feel bad for you, because this is one of the worst ways for you to realize the person that you thought you understand spoke to a certain point in your life or helped you get through certain areas, hardships in your life. The music was just the music. I fear she is not the person who you thought she was.
Some of the Americans are very sad, and I've seen so many reactions regarding to this issue. Let's listen. Sorry, Nicki, let me take some water.
Can somebody out there explain to me why Nicki Minaj would do such a thing? Why would she get in front of all these cameras and obviously lie from the very beginning of what she said all the way to the very end? 100% lies.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
That is so nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad day in the United States of America when these two people, Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump, are singing the same song. All right. What on earth do they have in common? What brought these two together? Besides sin, real unadulterated sin. And then she has the audacity to say God is behind them. God ain't in the middle of this, Nicki. All right. You know that. The world knows it. This is an abomination. God has never told us to align ourselves with the devil to get into the kingdom. Please, if you do have any way of verifying what you just said, provide us all with Bible chapter and verse. I'll be waiting. But in the meantime, I hope whatever you got out of this little arrangement, all right, that you've made with him, I hope it was worth it, because your soul is truly on the line, young lady. And the way it looks, you just might not make it in.
Nicki Minaj wasn't forced or coerced or even paid to support Donald Trump. Last month, she attended a summit launch that he had, and she pledged hundreds of thousands of her own dollars in support of his cause. But we've seen this before. I've noticed with some celebrities who have a cult following, like with Nicki, it's her Barbs. These kinds of celebrities are used to fans who have unwavering loyalty. They're used to a lot of praise and a lot of control over their image. When those celebrities start feeling criticized or abandoned by their fans, they turn to Trump. Not because Trump has great policy, but because Trump offers something very unique. Trump is not the kind of guy who asks you to self-reflect. He'll tell you you're misunderstood. He'll tell you they're bullying you. He'll tell you they're the problem, not you. Donald Trump offers a common enemy to these celebrities. Haven't we seen this before with Kanye West? It's like the wounded ego to MAGA pipeline. But we do need to cancel these celebrities. They're extremely wealthy and insulated, so they don't lose healthcare. They don't lose protections. They don't face the consequences of Trump's policies. So at some point, we need to release them for using Trump as some kind of a branding strategy or power move, because real people are being affected.
So apparently thousands of Nicki Minaj fans are switching their political party status and officially registering as Republican ever since Nicki's virality and push for voter ID. And it all started with just one post from a Barb on X, which I'm going to quickly show you. Also, don't forget to hit the follow for more news, so let's get right into it. So the Barb that started this whole chain reaction is actually from a fan account on X, and he or she said, "I am a Barb and today I registered as a Republican. I'm never voting Democrat after seeing how they treated and tried to infringe on Nicki Minaj's freedom of speech, thought, and religion." And then they show a screenshot of switching their political party from Democrat to Republican. And though it was just a fan account, the post received an overwhelming amount of support in the comments and posts from people like Bo Ludin, who posted, "Breaking, fans of Queen of Rap Nicki Minaj have flooded X with posts announcing they have switched their voter registration to Republican." In addition, they have also been mass calling and emailing senators demanding the SAVE Act to be passed. God bless you, Nicki. And as you can see, it's trending on X. So, will you be switching to Republican?
I saw like a video you did and you were talking about Nicki Minaj, and you said like, you felt like she was like hurting her legacy by like, aligning like with Trump. Like,
yeah, because Nicki Minaj fan base and the type of music that she made was for like gay people of color. It's
Yeah.
their number one demographic. So now you're aligning yourself with a group that's against everything that they are, as what they, not even just what they represent, who they are as people. They can't change their color. They can't change their sexual orientation for real. If you want to be holistic about it, you could be fake religious about it now, Nicki Minaj, if you're going to align yourself with them.
Trump really played Nicki Minaj, and she didn't even see it coming. Nicki Minaj went online earlier this week bragging about receiving a Trump gold card and being one step closer to citizenship. But it turns out she was completely bamboozled, and here's what people need to understand. Donald Trump created the gold card concept as a way for wealthy individuals like Nicki Minaj to fast-track their pathway to citizenship by paying $1 million or more to the U.S. Treasury. Nicki, however, claimed she received the card for free, and now we know why. Because the card she was given is completely fake. Yes, fake. Nicki even showed off the card online and told fans she was currently finalizing her citizenship paperwork. But here's where it gets messy, because the White House just shut her down and released a statement denying that Nicki Minaj ever received an official gold card. As a matter of fact, a White House official told the press the card Nicki Minaj received was nothing more than a memento, which means it has no legal value and no impact on her citizenship process. Now, this is especially awkward considering the female rapper has previously admitted she came to the United States illegally.
Yesterday, Nicki Minaj made a little joke. She made people think that she had snagged her one of those $1 million Trump gold cards. Minaj had announced earlier in January that she was in the process of finalizing her permanent residency here. She did not receive a Trump gold card. The White House has confirmed that they did not give Minaj the $1 million citizenship. The only gold card she had was the one President Trump had gave her jokingly with his picture on it. The card given to her by President Trump was just a memento. Minaj moved to the U.S. from Trinidad as a young child. She has been a legal permanent resident of the United States for 2 decades. Democrats become upset at Minaj when she came out in support of President Trump. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night. Let me know your thoughts respectfully, please, in the comments. God bless y'all.
Come on. I know y'all lying. I know y'all got to be lying. You mean to tell me Nicki Minaj did all that stuff and they say the gold card is not even real? The freaking gold card is like you go to the darn Burger King and you get the little prize in the box. They say the White House, this is what they say. They say the White House called her, let her know that is not a real card. Matter of fact, the people told her, you didn't even have to do all that. You've been in the States for, I don't know, over 20 years. You could have been got your thing. You didn't have to do all that. Y'all, is this true? Nicki, the gold card ain't real? Girl, they say the gold card ain't real. It's just a darn toy. It's just something just to look at. They say, Nicki, did you look at the back of the card? Now, that's something else. Like the White House going to call you and text and say, The card is not real, just a token.
Hey, I bet some of y'all almost fainted when you recently saw Nicki Minaj holding hands with Trump on stage, like she was his daughter. Nicki Minaj said that religious freedom is very important, which is one of the things that drew her to the conservative world. She's also been talking about Jesus quite a bit. Today, you're going to see righteous people turn to wickedness, and you're going to see wicked people turn to righteousness. You're also going to see righteous people turn wicked and then turn back to righteousness again. You'll also see people turn from wickedness, become righteous, and then over time become wicked again. Luke 12:12-3 says, "The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and whatever you have whispered behind closed doors will be shouted from the housetops for everyone to hear." God does not come to your house and interview you and get your opinion when he decides to use people to expose things. You may not like President Trump, but God is using him to expose and judge a lot of wickedness, evil, and crime. You may not like Nicki Minaj, but God is apparently using her to help expose demonic rituals going on in the music industry. You may not like 50 Cent, but God may be using him to reveal to you the evil some men have been practicing behind closed doors. You're getting ready to see God use what you would deem unqualified people to do his will. But when you study the Bible, God always used different types of men in order to do his will. In the Bible, God even used a demon to deceive men into a war that they would lose. Hit the follow button.
So now that Nicki realizes that the administration played in her face and that gold card is not a ticket to citizenship, she's going back to the old Nicki. And she wants us to accept the fact that she's back. See, the problem with Nicki and a lot of other black people when they get a little bit of money in their pocket is that they feel as if that once they get that little coin in their pocket, you know, they get a little clout on these streets or whatever, is that they elevate themselves above other black people or other people of color. But at the end of the day, you will always be a black person or person of color. And I'm not sure what she thought she was going to accomplish with this apology, as if that she was going to get all the love and support back that she had before she did this whole shit with Trump. But I really just don't believe she's going to get the outcome that she's looking for, because people are done. They're done supporting people that don't have their best interests at heart. When Nicki did what she did, it was selfish because she didn't give a fuck about the people who are supporting her, which is mainly LGBT people. You know, you went against the interests of every person that puts money in your pocket on the daily basis for your own gain, which was citizenship. And when you realize you could not get that citizenship, now you want to spin the block back and say, you know what, oops, I'm sorry, I'm gonna drop an album. But if I were her, I would just be quiet for a while, because I don't really feel like that album's gonna do as well as she thinks it's gonna do. She might want to start studying what happened to other black artists that thought they were bigger than the program, aka Tyla.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.